I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
Did you just say it's cum colored?
Come.
That's what I heard. I'm thinking, what kind of food dye are you
Only come inside anime girl.
Why is this the way we're starting, guys?
Jointed.
Because it's
I'm
fun.
concerned if mine's closing the
Graham,
door.
what are you even saying?
The Cum Zone song.
Oh God!
There's three. There's the
No.
Cum Zone, the Cum Throne,
No.
and
Come for the
and I forget what the third
No,
one.
we are.
The Italian cuisine, the
Please.
calzone.
Please take over, please.
Don't call it a comeback.
I take it back. Someone else do it.
Fresh balls.
No.
Elegant
Stop.
ejaculation.
Gentlemen, we have a guest. We have a podcast to start. Please start the podcast.
Hello. My dick is in love with pain.
Yes.
Please, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it, please. Oh my fucking God.
Oh, are we live?
Yes!
Well, I can see why Dr.
That's what I'm saying, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets really fucking low this week. Your bartenders for this evening are Non-Pencil.
You're all chuckle fucks and I hate you.
Enigmatic Otaku.
Barcast, it's 4 a.m. It's time for your freshly cummies.
Flamin' Warfer.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
Milk.
Something cum jar? I don't know.
Ravage.
Blue balls.
And I'm Cummy Ray Jeffson. On that note, we have a very special guest. Hello and welcome back from the break. We definitely had a few weeks off without the cast. I hope all of you on iTunes and Spotify are ready, because this week we're back with an A-lister, someone that we wanted to have on for a long time. You may know him from his many stories on fanfictions, but I like to call him Andrew. Andrew J. Talon has joined us. Thank you, dude. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure completely, especially for you to, someone such as you to associate with lowlives such as us.
I kind of used up all my dignity after I wrote Beating the Heat, so, you know. That was 10 years ago. No, wait, it was 8. Okay. I had my dignity for maybe 1 year, and then now it's gone, so.
Time is a blur and a social construct. But for those who have never tuned in before, hello and welcome to the Barcast, which is a community-oriented podcast where you politely request the guests and we ask them on, ask your questions and make them miserable for 2 hours. Not actually make them miserable. Citation needed. For those who would like to catch up on previous episodes, such as Bill Newton, Andrea Lemon, John Delancey, and many other folks from the My Little Pony community, be sure to check us out on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and all the other places where you digest podcasting material. We're streaming live on Twitch right now, which means that the lovely Anon Pencil is watching the chat. Pencil, what are questions we don't ask our guests?
Well, we're gonna not ask our questions anything too personal, like, you know, we're not gonna ask them their social security number, their place of business, because that would be stupid.
Yes, it's all right. No, it's okay. My social security number is 3.
Oh, fuck, he old, bruh. We're also not going to be asking him anything to do with politics or religion. You guys know better at this point. However,
You're right. I'm a monarchist.
Oh, God.
Nope, that's all we're saying.
My man.
We don't talk about religion. What we are going to do, however, is we are going to play a little drinking game with you guys at home. Hey, Priest, how do we play the drinking game?
Whenever you hear the word Twilight, be sure to take a nice, healthy, responsible drink. Please drink responsibly. We don't want to send someone to the hospital. Again, it's a whole thing. Please drink responsibly. But without further ado, the only queen in my life is Corone. So let's go with some standard questions to introduce Andrew nice and slowly into the cast. Andrew, Who are you, and what do you do in the fandom?
Well, I'm Andrew J. Talon. I've been writing fan fiction of various kinds for, honestly, the last 15 years. The majority of my adult life, really. I use it as an escape from the adult world and to experiment and expand my own writing abilities, maybe one day publishing in the real world. And I mostly write lots and lots and lots of pony stories, lose interest in them for months or years at a time, and then sometimes come back to them. And I wrote Progress, just kind of what got me into the whole pony fandom thing, seeing the possibilities with Princess Luna, and from there, I just could not escape it.
That actually ties in really well. Like, what introduced you to the show? What got you into this fandom?
I have, well, as many people might say, I blame a Canadian.
Oh, God.
Yes, one of my best friend had started watching the show, and he said, "Come on, let's. I want you to watch the show." And I'm like, "It's My Little Pony." We're kind of in the, we were in a golden age of cartoons and animated shows that were actually really, really good. But I'm like, it's My Little Pony. How could it be? But good could it be? And I checked it out on YouTube. And the first episode I ever watched was the Guild of the Griffin episode of season 1.
Oh.
And seeing Pinkie Pie and Dash and how they worked and interacted together. And I was like, you know what? This is actually pretty nice. I want to watch more. I want to see how it all started. And I found myself watching through the first episode, and I'm like, okay, there are actual stakes. The planet might die. This feels serious. This is My Little Pony. And I can't help but still remember the end scene with Princess Luna finally emerging from thousands of years of darkness, and my mind just started whirling with possibilities of what that would be like. And hence, Progress was born.
Yeah. I like it. The next question that we have is, what is your favorite part of the fandom? There's so many pieces to the Brony fandom, whether it's the online community, the fan fictions, conventions, music. At the end of the day, what is keeping you here?
That's kind of difficult to answer, if I'm being honest. I think a lot of it is the fan fiction and the fan art and just how incredibly creative everyone in this fandom can be. I mean, yeah, okay, it's ostensibly a show for little girls, and after Lauren Foss left, it became it kind of lost that slightly mature edge, though it still had some good episodes and seasons after that. But what keeps me going is just what we all see in this fandom, the possibilities that this world presented that has inspired so many people, because there are so many possibilities. And even 10 years on, the possibilities are still what keep people going and coming back to this. Because, yeah, I mean, there are the diehards and the people who have been here forever, and there are people who have just started on it. But we all came here because there was just so much raw potential in what you could do, because the world, the characters, they're so lovable and interesting and amazing. And I guess bottom line, that's what keeps me coming. Just all of this stuff, because all of this is inspired by a simple little show that still has that spark that kind of has, there's so much more for you to do, to explore, and to build with this. It just kind of calls to me.
Okay. Then, speaking of that spark, I think it's pretty fair to say that Generation 4 of My Little Pony, in general, is this kind of lightning on a bottle moment, where it created this social phenomenon that is so difficult to reproduce. And now we're at this point where Generation 4 is over. We have Pony Life, we have weird, YouTube clip episodes that are a thing that exist. We have more Equestria Girl stuff coming out, but it's confirmed that Generation 5 is not going to be related to Generation 4, at least not explicitly. So with that in mind, where do we as a community go from here, given that the thing that brought us all together, it still exists, but it's not going to be in the same form going forward? How do we keep ourselves as relevant to, say, Trekkies or Star Wars fans?
Well, like any long-running franchise, there's always a transformation of the entertainment stuff. I mean, Star Trek is very appropriate because, again, each new generation, starting with a new generation, did try to do different things. I mean, Next Generation was kind of like an update of the original series, but when it got its footing in season 3, it set itself apart with a new generation and new ideas about it. And then we get Deep Space Nine, which was a much more serious take on Star Trek and went more into the deeper and darker aspects. And then we had Voyager, which actually did also try to do something new. And sometimes it failed, and sometimes it succeeded in what it did. But there are still strong fandoms for all that. And then we have the Abrams movies, which exist, I guess. And then the attempted revamp, I suppose, with Discovery and Picard and things like that. Sometimes a fandom goes through a dark period where there's nothing that really lets you hold on to it, except for the old stuff that came before, the stuff that could be considered timeless. And sometimes the people who have the IPs are in charge of it, give you stuff that promotes whole new ideas and gets you into it. And for Gen 4 fans, yeah, we're going to be working off of existing stuff. But that doesn't necessarily mean we have to stop being creative. That doesn't mean we have to stop being relevant. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think Hasbro would ever approve a more, say, adultish, more mature My Little Pony, something that explores. I mean, not like full-on R-rated stuff, of course. I mean, we're not handing it over to Michael Bay.
Right. We're not going to have Twilight and Morty all of a sudden.
No. But at the same time, again, any franchise nowadays can inspire fandom takes and so many different interpretations that it can be such stark contrast from the original. And there's nothing wrong with that, with building our own world from the original world. And that will just continue with Gen 5. So I think it's more, all this creative cultural activity isn't for nothing. It's just going to change as things go by. And there might be nostalgia and stuff, and people might take off from it and be inspired to create their own original intellectual properties from it. Again, this is just how culture goes throughout all of human history. It changes and evolves in surprising ways. And MLP has been very surprising with Gen 4, with the quality of it. But the reason it did is because of that quality. And that's something that you can't take away. So when people start thinking about, I don't know, Gen 6 in another decade, they're still going to be paying attention to Gen 4 because of just how big an impact it's had. So maybe Gen 4 is over in many ways, but it's still always going to be a relevant part of the cultural consciousness. Maybe not as big as it was before. They're still going to be there. There's still always going to be a fandom. And who knows, it might help influence the next fandoms and other things like that. And be a positive force for good.
Yeah.
If that helps.
I think that's really well said. It's a very cogent, well thought out position. That said, though, since we did talk in a little bit about Star Trek, I would be the worst person in the world if I didn't allow a non-pencil to sick on you, depending on your answer for who is best captain.
This is important. I will judge you.
Okay. Best captain?
Yes.
Cisco.
Ooh. All right. Drop the gloves. What we doing? Why Cisco?
Well, if Kirk is the ideal of the Federation...
Oh, God, no.
And Cisco is its hard reality in the middle of it.
You
And
see,
yes, yeah.
No, I don't buy the hard reality because Cisco also tried to balance his religious everything, and we're not going to get religious because this is the Barcast.
Okay.
But Cisco got so deep into his religious calling that he actively defied the Federation many times. Sometimes I don't think for the better. Like, I don't think he was the best captain. Do I think he's an amazing human being and probably one of the best humans we've ever seen in a captain's chair? Yes. So, also easily best dad. Easily best dad. So.
Oh, yeah. And I guess it's more of a combination of things, but one, unlike the other captains, he actually was a parent. Yeah, the other captains had offspring, but Cisco actually raised his kid, and Jake Sisko didn't want to go into Starfleet, and Ben Sisko was fine with that. Also, Ben Sisko, after losing his wife to the Borg, he decided that he would help build the Defiant, which practically shakes its fist at the Borg.
I mean, we also have, Picard, who shakes his fist at the Borg by literally walking around saying, I am the Lucius of Borg, to people they have stolen from the Borg's collective. So,
Yeah, but Cisco built basically the first real warship that Starfleet has had in centuries. Basically a nice brass knuckle to pound into their face. But it's also a part of kind of a part of his character, because the Defiant at first was basically just a warship to fight and defeat the Borg, because Cisco felt so much pain and loss, but also is a reflection of his character, and that he takes this thing from the past that he built out of such anger and uses it as a force for good, mostly. I mean, I'm not going to pretend he hasn't done some questionable bad things, but I will argue that In the Pale Moonlight is one of the finest episodes of Star Trek ever done.
Okay, I think that's I'll be honest, that is one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek. I'm still Team Picard, and I think we can both agree that Kirk is a wank stain who doesn't know how to keep it in his pants.
Hey, well, Chris Pine Kirk, yes. Original Kirk, no. I think
Sometimes.
Also, I don't think Kirk sticks around to raise his illegitimate alien children. So
I wonder how many he has.
Yeah.
I wonder how many he has, just in theory.
Well, there was the one with the Indian woman who got killed. There's David Marcus, who also got killed.
There's weird clone Kirk baby thing.
Who got killed?
Yeah.
It makes it sound like he orchestrates events to kill these children and baby mama, so he doesn't have to pay space child support.
Well,
we could be on currency, Enigma. Come on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's a whole other argument.
Yeah, we could go on. We could go on forever about this. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, again, it's nice to have a conversation about Trek that doesn't just immediately devolve into, oh, you don't like Discovery, you bigot. I'm like, what?
No, I'm not.
No.
I would suggest, if you haven't yet, sit down, pour yourself the tallest drink imaginable, and watch Lower Decks.
It's not terrible.
Exactly.
It's not terrible.
It is vaguely funny, and it does have a lot of Star Trek in jokes that keep me giggling enough to keep watching. So.
Yeah,
I like Mariner and the Green Girl.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say again that every Trek series. I mean, let's be honest. No Trek series has had a perfect first season.
No. Not even Next Gen. No.
No, hell, the first 2 seasons of Next Gen, it's amazing that it wasn't canceled, if I'm being honest.
Riker needed to grow his beard still. Oh my god, we've talked about this for so long. I don't think we've gotten to any questions. Please stop me.
Oh dear, okay. Oh, yes. More questions, yes.
Speaking of putting the value on a human life.
Okay.
The last question that we have before we throw you to the wolves is easily our hardest. Who is best pony?
Honestly, well, it kind of depends, I suppose. If I guess from seasons 1 to 4, I'd have to argue Twilight, given her journey.
Drink.
And everyone can drink. Everyone can drink now. You're welcome.
Yay!
In that she does have a character arc and that she does grow. to season 4, and then kind of season 5, and then she just kind of stops. But that's just my opinion.
I am inclined to agree with your opinion.
As for overall, I just have to say Fluttershy for me.
Yay.
Or Celestia, surprising enough.
Acceptable.
Yes.
All Celestia's growth was that she was promoted to customer.
Her horn grew.
Yes. Okay.
Sometimes the horn is all that matters. Don't read that. Don't.
It's not the length, it's the girth.
I'm reading into it.
Anyway, why don't we get to questions from we're literally 50 minutes in. No, we're not. That's right. The time is offset. We're 20 minits in. That's all. I feel a little bit better. I thought we literally talked about Star Trek for half an hour. I feel a lot better now. Okay.
Yeah, it's like temple distortion.
Speaking of the girthquake, the girthiest person that I know, Short Skirts and Explosions, is up first.
Okay.
What doth life is his question.
Huh?
What doth life?
Life is complicated.
Truth.
Okay,
Well,
I'm gonna re-ask the question, but I ask that you give me wrong answers only.
Okay.
What doth life?
Doth life doth com.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
That's enough of fucking that, children. What are we doing?
Up next, we have questions.
So much fun fucking it.
God, we have questions from the Glen Master now.
Okay.
Who says, number one, what inspired you to start writing stories?
If I'm being honest, well, as you probably have guessed, most my longtime readers have guessed, when I was 8, I lost my mother to cancer, and that was very traumatic for me. So honestly, I just needed an outlet to try and express my feelings. And the more I wrote, the better I got at it. And finally, when we got the internet, I found a whole arena to start sharing my work, and lots of people to tell me that I sucked. So, that helps, I guess. But yeah. But no, seriously, that did help me a lot. And, trying to find means of turning my feelings into something productive, I guess. Something meaningful or just something fun. There's nothing more I like than just making people laugh, I think.
Yeah.
Or cry or think even. Maybe just a little bit.
I can relate to that because that's usually like what inspires me to write is to get some sort of emotion or thought into a person, even if that thought is an uncomfortable boner. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, that and, okay, this is, I'll freely admit, of the 7 deadly sins, pride is probably my biggest. I'm the biggest fan of it. Yay.
Yay.
Yep. And a lot of my stories started with me reading another story by someone else that sucked. And I was like, this is a good idea, but your execution is utterly awful. Why don't I try to do something with it?
I see your story, and I raise it one that I wrote that's better.
Yeah, pretty much. I know, it's pride talking. It's just, I can't help thinking that, again, it's not that the idea is bad. It's more the execution. It's like, you can argue a movie about a guy getting a sled dog team and having to try and win a race. That is a good idea for a story. And if you execute it badly, you get snow dogs.
And if you execute it better, you get Iron Will?
Exactly.
Yay!
And if you execute it sexy, then you get Balto.
Basically, yes.
Everyone wanted to fuck the female dog.
Yeah.
Hey, speak for yourself. I wanted to fuck the male dog, okay? Let's get this straight. Jesus.
No, it was like a Lion King moment for me. Like for everyone,
It's just like every time you saw Nala, and they were like, "Wait, why do I feel this about an animal?" Then you
Yeah.
look back on
Guys, and the voice too.
Disney is
Oh,
why
yeah.
I'm a furry.
Nah.
What about that fox girl from the Robin Hood?
You mean
Oh,
Maid
God.
Marian. Maid Marian.
Oh, Maid Mary. There is so much good porn of her, dude. Like,
Anyway, let's. Oh, God.
The next question is, how do you make worst pony become best pony?
Yeah. Well, again, it all comes down to execution. Like one of my non-pony fics, it was kind of a challenge. Basically, I saw there were all these Game of Thrones self-inserts where somebody's mind got transported into the body of a Game of Thrones character. And so I thought, well, okay, who's a character who everyone hates, who might be interesting if he suddenly got not just my memories, but also most of Wikipedia and a lot of porn from the internet downloaded into his. And no, I chose Theon Greyjoy.
Oh.
I know. And for some ungodly reason, that became one of my most popular fics. Honestly, a lot of the stuff I write, I'm like, I just did this on a lark. I have no idea why it's become popular, but okay, what the hell? I'll write more. Again, it's a total crapshoot.
I feel that.
Yeah.
The total crapshoot's meant to be side gigs. Then everyone just piled on. Just okay, you really want this? So sure. I mean,
yeah, I know. It's like
for you guys, I guess.
Okay, sure. Again, like, oh god, like hands. I just wrote it as a joke, because I'd written self-inserts before, and I decided, what the hell? I'll just make it a funny, goofy thing. I'll just keep making it more and more ridiculous until people hate it.
Well, people love joke stories, though. They fucking love them. So
I know, but I guess
people love hands. Like, hands is such a big deal on FinFic.
I know, but it was always meant as just kind of a little satire of human in Equestria, because the whole point was at the start, he's just kind of accidentally bumbling his way into crap.
When the shitpost takes on a life of its own and becomes the shit, literally.
That's what happened with Liler.
Yes.
That's what happened with my best friend Luna, too, honestly.
I also forced the shit out of that, but also... number 3, let's move on. Number 3. Bat ponies, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay!
You're yay for rabies?
It's not... Well, bats can spread many other diseases other than rabies.
Rabies, more like yabies.
Disease of the heart.
Yay!
Because I love them.
Yes. Besides, bats are awesome. I love bats. Bats are cool. I love watching bats in the late summer around my house when they kind of go, you can kind of hear their echolocation squeaks as they go in for an insect. They go, ee.
Bats are legitimately one of my favorite animals ever of any reason. So they're wonderful. They're great. Bats are great. If you're afraid of bats, please look inside yourself and find that you're a shitty person and stop talking shit about bats because they deserve to live and you deserve to die. Be nice to bats. You fuckers.
I question the existence of a creature that has to read in order to see.
Well, I mean, hell, they've actually found fossils of bats that might date back to just before the dinosaurs died out.
See,
yeah. Okay, no, go ahead.
So what you're saying is that bats murdered dinosaurs?
Yes, because they're awesome.
They read so hard.
So wait, hold on. Quick pause. Pencil, have you written a bat story? This isn't about you, but like...
No, I've never written a bat story. I don't write bat pony stories. I leave that to Flam and his Scottish abomination. So.
This seems like a sin, but anyway.
Okay, Priest, name a thing I've written about that I like. Yeah. When you realize like all the things I write, like vomit. No, Pencil hates that. Like regurgitating food in the baby's mouths. Pencil hates that. Gynecology. Pencil hates that. No, like I just write about things I hate. I wouldn't do anything to my poor sweet bats. That's why I'm done.
Feels sex between people who are dying.
I mean, I hate that too in its own way.
All right.
You don't care about baby centaurs wreaking havoc after literally getting shot out of their.
That's enough about me. We're
gonna stop talking about ourselves, and we're gonna talk about the guests. Number
Thank
4.
you.
What superpower would you like to have, my friend?
Either super speed or essentially Naruto-style shadow clones, because I've got way too much shit in my life to do, and not enough me to do it.
I get you. More hands to jerk yourself off.
I'm not that good, honestly. Anyway, that or stop time, because then think of all the Dio references I could make forever.
Oh no! Is it time? Is it time to talk about JoJo? Milk!
Yeah, it is!
Is it Dio time?
Oh
It's
my
always
God.
Dio time.
Hi, Dio!
Nani!
We've been through one person's question, you guys. One person. It's been half an hour.
Dio reference? Are you approaching me?
I can't.
Now,
I've got to
there
get
is a
close.
reason.
Eat the crap
We
out
are
of it.
indeed only one question in.
Oh, dear.
Why? Because it was me, Dio.
Oh my God, fucking Priest, question now. Priest, question
Yeah.
now.
I've
Question
seen
next.
all 3. Oh, well, go on.
All right, I'm trying not to burp into the mic because it's a bad habit of mine. Number 5. Did you, during your life, sat yourself down on your chair and said to yourself, why do I like this colorful Equins?
Yes. Many times. Take a number and raise it to the nth power. That's how many times I've done it. But
I've been
The
there.
math checks out.
But the fact of the matter is, everything in pop culture is weird. I mean, there are people who are obsessed with a guy who dresses up as a bat and has sex with other people who dress up as animals on rooftops while beating up mentally ill people.
Hey, you be nice to Batman.
I love Batman. I'm just saying. If you think about it, anyway, everything is weird in pop culture. But there's still a human core, so to speak, because we don't have a better word for it yet. We haven't met aliens that necessitates us to put together a better word for it. But a human core to most human storytelling that kind of resonates with someone in some way. And that's what MLP did for me. There was a true core to it, an interesting world, and interesting possibilities. Hell, it's basically, I mean, if you ignore the colorful equine part, it's basically a high fantasy world with interesting magical rules, different races, and lots of possibilities for stories and creativity. So, I'm fine with it. And hell, honestly, given the women I've dated in the past, yeah, at this point, I'd happily bang an equestrian pony girl.
I would.
Yeah, Look, it's the
You
Jack,
are not alone here.
Yeah, it's the Jack Harkness rule. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you got to at least once for the novelty.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6.
Yeah, but they look at your peener and they laugh.
Depends on the universe.
Enigma that only happens to you and only for that one time in Vegas.
Yeah, you guys.
Anyway, no. Next question, Priest.
Number 6. Question's not about Enigma's penis. What is the funniest thing you ever saw in your life?
Funniest thing I ever saw? It's kind of hard to crap. Great. I'm in that moment where every funny thing I've ever experienced just kind of flees out of my head.
It's hard to crap. Got it.
Well, but let's see. As for stuff that, let's see. I can at least I'll answer it in a slightly different way. My favorite comedy movie of all time, and one of my favorite movies of all time, is Ghostbusters, because it is basically like the original, not the shitty 2016 one. Because it is like one perfect joke told. It starts out just 3 normal guys with an unusual career, doing their own weird business, and then it ends with a giant marshmallow man. Again, perfectly told joke. As for funniest moment, let's go with classic Simpsons when Homer Simpson, the peanut bit. That always makes me die laughing every time.
Oh, that's a good one.
The peanut. You're gonna have to narrow that down a bit.
Okay. It's the crap. I forget. It's Boy Scouts in the Hood. I think it's season 3 of The Simpsons. God, that show is still going on. How the hell are they? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Capitalism.
Well, yeah. Well, better than communist Simpsons.
Nope. Pods. Sorry. I'll take the blame for that one. Please.
Sorry, my bad. Okay.
Nope. That's my fault. Go on.
Okay. All right. It's all right. The joke broke the fall. Anyway. But, yeah, anyway. Again, this moment where Homer is searching under a couch because he's lost his last peanut. He finds $20 bill. He's like, $20 bill? I wanted a peanut. His brain goes, a $20 bill can buy many peanuts. And Homer says, explain. And his brain says, money can be used to purchase goods and services. And Homer just cheers. I don't do it justice.
I know which one you're talking about. I thought you were referring to the one where it turns out that Seymour is allergic to peanuts and Bart and him have like a little of a fake moment.
Oh, that one. That's okay, but not as funny.
All right. Talk about placeholders. Hawthorne Bunny says placeholder. The other guy who we normally rely on for very distressing questions just says, hey. So that takes us to Jake the Army Guy, who asks, what is the inspiration behind Future Me is Terrible?
Part of it is a comic, which I actually used one of the panels for for the cover art on fanfiction. And the other part is, again, I guess I took a break from the fandom for a couple of years after season 5, and then I came back, and I noticed there was a lot of melodrama over Twilight being immortal and such. And so
we drink.
Yep. And I wanted to poke some fun at that. And what the hell? I guess I just figure, Twilight Sparkle, drink.
Oh, God, I ran out of beer.
Going a couple centuries of trying to be strong and a great ruler. It's not a matter of if she's going to crack and go crazy, it's when. So, of course, she's going to go time travel back in time and start drinking alcohol that she's already drank before in front of her younger self.
For a moment, I thought you said Twilight Sparkles after spending centuries trying to be straight.
Could be that too.
Stupid planners.
Yeah, after that, she just decides pansexual. Bisexual is not enough. Pan. Oh, Pinkie Pie is trying to...
Speaking of Pan, I want to drill in a little bit to your experience as someone who has taken a break on fanfiction and then actually came back. Because it's pretty common for people to be like, oh, I'm going to take a break for a while, and they realize that they don't really miss it. They don't really miss the community or whatever, like, fandom drama is happening at any given moment. What made you come back to the site? What made you really kind of decide, yeah, this is something I want to keep doing?
Well, in my own case, a lot of my longtime friends in various fandoms and collaborative writers, I just kind of tend to make friends with other writers in writing fan fiction and other things. We're also pony fans, but we're also fans of other things. And for a couple of years, I decided I'd just try different fandoms because, I write for whatever inspires me, and I have a lot of things I like. And what really made me come back, though, was probably the fact that it was the final season. And I guess I felt, I don't know, it's when the story has an ending as a definitive run, it makes it one single package, so to speak. And it means that you know how it's supposed to end. And then you can always ask the question, but what if? And it's a little more definitive when you have, parameters to work within. Some writers just work better when there are limits and kind of guideposts and kind of, basically a framework to work within.
Mhm.
And with MLP Gen 4 over, that means we know how it ends. We know how it ends up. And that gives us a little more definitive framework to work with within the creative aspects of it, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So, and part of it is, as much as the problem I had with the show as it went on after season 5, what can I say? I liked the finale. It wasn't perfect, but it was actually satisfying. Unlike so many other shows that had ended. And I just kind of went, fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck you. Sorry, flashbacks to Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah. No, yeah. I was on the same wavelength.
Oh, okay. What am I thinking now?
Dicks.
No.
That could just be a me thing.
Was it vaginas instead?
No, it was Oreo.
Well, I mean, if you try hard enough, you could use an Oreo as a vagina. It just wouldn't be very nice.
No, not really.
Yeah, no.
Anything
but
with a vagina, unless you're a little bitch.
It's already pre-creamed.
Wouldn't the cookie crumble?
I don't like the sloppy seconds.
Anyway, so questions, please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the next question that we have is also from Jake the Army Guy. Beating the Heat is one of my favorite raunchy stories on the site. What made you want to write something so saucy?
In this case, this was definitely one of those. This is a really shitty fan fiction. I could write a better story with this idea, and it kind of but I will admit, in years past, I struggled with the ending because it did feel very unfair to Spike. And unfortunately, it's not until recently that I kind of hit upon the perfect idea that would have actually made a good story. Well, I mean, an okay story that people enjoyed, at least, into a much better story that I really want to redo, but I've still yet to figure out a way. I've got time travel, and it ends with the concept of Spike going off on adventures with the Doctor in Twilight. Drink. And he'll come back older, so Rarity won't go to jail for tapping that. Why didn't I just have a future Spike show up at the very end with the implied orgy? Ugh. Hindsight. It's 2020.
Speaking of 2020.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh,
the
God.
next set of questions are from RK Striker JK5. You guys are so worried. Trust me, it's fine. Number 1, what's your favorite non-MLP franchise?
God, I've got... if I had to pick, I figure the DC Animated Universe by Bruce Timm. Because I've written most of my stuff with that as a framework for it, because DC Comics is kind of a dumpster fire and has been for a while.
But I mean, Batman the Animated Series is one of the greatest animated shows
of all time. I love it. I mean, my only complaint is that it didn't have more, but but that's good, because if that's the only complaint you have about a series, that it wasn't longer, that it didn't do more, then that means it was a really fucking awesome series, and it was.
Yes.
And I love Justice League Unlimited. I also love Batman Beyond. Though I admit most of my writing, I tend to make that an alternate timeline just to give myself more options. I mean, I hate comic book universes that just, hey, this is the definitive future. So it's like the problem with the X-Men Days of Future Past thing. It's like, okay, so every hero we've ever loved and known is going to die horribly in a robot apocalypse. Thanks.
Master Wayne, it appears you've won $1 million sweepstakes. That's nice.
Yeah, put in my piggy bank.
Jeez. Number 2, I know you've done non-MLP stuff, so I'll dispense with my usual follow-up question. What is your favorite MLP piece that you've done?
Non-MLP.
Non-MLP piece.
Well, honestly, I think it's probably Detox, a Star Trek Voyager fanfic I wrote.
Ooh.
Basically, I mean, the thing is, I have a love-hate relationship with Star Trek Voyager because when it was good, it was really, really good. I mean, amazing. But when it was bad, it was, oh my God, it was so horrible. It was such a disservice to intelligent thought. But most of the time, it was just kind of mediocre and didn't make a lot of sense. So I thought, I got to figure out an explanation for why this happens. I don't want it to just be bad writing. What could be more creative? And then I thought, Neelix.
Oh no! What have you done?
No. It's actually not his fault intentionally.
Okay, I mean, Jesus. Okay, what?
I don't have the whole kill the hedgehog mentality that a lot of other people do. There are occasions where Neelix was written so that his actor got a chance to shine as the character. I just thought, what if he had basically the Talaxians produce pheromones that cause other races to kind of go insane, kind of go crazy. It makes them high. And all the species in the local space of the Delta Quadrant had become immune to it over time. But of course, humans and other people from the Alpha Quadrant hadn't. And I thought, maybe that would help explain all the craziness, like going past warp 10 and turning into amphibians, or all the other weird stuff.
So, amphibia, got it. Anyway.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, I think it's my favorite simply because, I take the piss out of Voyager, but I made it as an affectionate parody of what it could have been. And I take some inspiration from those people who did have a bit of hate-dom, but I twisted it because I do like the show. It's all the problems are just the execution. Again, same thing I've lived by my whole life when it comes to creativity. It's very rarely the idea. It's always the execution. And I think, and it was honestly probably one of the most fun things I ever got to write. And again, if I had to choose one, I think I would go with that. And I definitely recommend you check it out. If I'm not tooting my horn too much.
Where can they check it out? So it's not MLP and it's not on fanfiction. Where could they check it out?
Fanfiction.net on my profile.
Heck yes. Thank you, my friend.
Don't make me go back to fanfiction.net.
You're gonna have
I know. It's a den of scum and villainy. I don't disagree.
Until Nighty gets his shit together. I love you, Nighty. Please don't ban me.
Yep.
And does genfic, it's kind of the best that we have, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay, genfic, get there faster. Nighty, please.
Please.
I need more.
We're just gonna get like a billion anime fix right up front.
If Nighty does genfic, I promise you, cross my heart, the first thing I will do is just write awful slash fiction between Balto and Simba, alright? That is what I will do. I promise you on my honor, I will do this, Nighty. Please do this for me. Anyway, what we got next?
Number 3. I'm going to try to do the voice here. I'm sorry.
Do your best.
What is your name?
Andrew J. Talon.
What is your quest?
I seek the Grail.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen scootaloo when fired from a trebuchet?
A trebuchet or a catapult?
I don't know. Ah! We did a bit. We did the thing. All right, our comics is up next, and I would be absolutely rude if I didn't have Enigma read all of his words that Enigma doesn't know.
Okay.
Enigma, would you please?
Give me a second. I'm dealing with the child.
Tell the child to say hello, but I understand. You can always give it to Glenn.
Hey, child, do you want to podcast?
Well, you know what? Then I'm gonna hand it to Flam for his dulcet tones.
Excuse me, my what?
Your dulcet
sexy voice.
Your dulcet tones. Dulcet.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
This is a
I've been here
I
for a
made a
while.
mistake. I'm sorry, pencil.
Flam, please read the questions. Please just read Arconix's questions. Please just read the questions,
yes,
Flam.
I'm aware
Thank
you
you.
don't want to be in the cum zone anymore.
Thank
So,
you,
all right,
thank you,
we shall
thank
move
you.
on to the questions. So, Arconix asks, I can't think of any bean-related questions with lots of pointlessly large words. So, what's your opinion on donkeys? Do you even have one? If not, why not?
They exist, and I don't because they're donkeys.
Valid.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I say that's valid.
Thank you.
When you wrote Progress, what was going through your mind, and what did you think of the subsequent characterization Luna was given on the show?
Well, at the time, I was actually away on for the summer break between semesters on a job with on contract, and I was kind of for the first time doing field survey for a wind power plant. Anyway, that job kind of collapsed when the company in question was found to have been embezzling huge amounts of federal funds. So I lost the job. But the main point is that I was basically alone on my own for what felt like the first time. Like actually, in a cheap hotel, getting up every day to go and do a job. Out in the middle of nowhere, and someplace I'd never been before, and I felt kind of lost and alone. And I guess I just kind of connected with Luna, with how confused and isolated I was. And I decided I'd at least kind of turn that into a story. And that's kind of where the genesis of the idea came, and that I felt very much like I had been, like it was a whole new world. Because 1,000 years, there's the saying that the past is a different country. Well, that's very much that's very much for Luna. As for her subsequent characterization, I thought in a lot of ways it was good, and it kind of hit the nose on the head. It hit the head on the nose, whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say. Probably. Anyway,
right.
I got that, but I felt that there was a lot more that they could have done with it in some areas. Getting into messy politics is not something you can do in a cartoon show ostensibly for little girls. Fine. But having her have to get friends of her own and other things like that, and maybe exploring a bit the basic reasons for her going evil and being consumed by Nightmare Moon is out of jealousy of her sister, and out of there's a lot more you could tap into that. Heck, maybe have her confront Celestia about why is she always the secondary one? Why doesn't she have her own palace? Why doesn't she have her own duties in the realm aside from simply managing the world of dreams? And work through that, something like that. But overall, I'm actually pretty satisfied with things. Though, again, as for the ending, I feel like her retiring with Celestia was probably a mistake. Having Luna have to take up the role of the elder diarchs and have to guide Twilight would have been much more interesting in my
mind. Right. I have a feeling though, and again, this is just the slight alternate universe and slight beyond the realm of the show thoughts thinking here, but she would probably be the one to most likely get into exploratory mischief now that she's got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So, I could see her going into old ass castles or getting into shit she shouldn't be because she has the time now.
Yeah.
I just see that of her.
I'm actually a big fan of the IDW comics, and I like how they give in the show, Luna and Celestia are not the main characters, so they gotta oftentimes get the Worf effect, and that happens. But in the comics, they show that before they established a peaceful Equestrian Kingdom, they were badasses. They went and charged in and fought monsters and got treasure and went on adventures and stuff like that. So I can easily see them loving going back to that after retirement. Because after a couple of centuries ruling a kingdom after you've been, high octane adrenaline rush all that time is probably really, really boring. So I wouldn't have minded them going a bit more with that. But again, the limitations of the medium and the show itself. But the comics were a little more flexible. That's why I still like those.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. And honestly, part of me wishes that they would do a continuation series where it just shows what the princesses are up to, doing interesting shit while Equestria is peacefully managed by Twilight.
They're trying to handle their retirement.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling they're just not handling retirement after like 6 months. Like,
yeah, it's like after 6 months, they're just like, okay, we got to go find a monster to fight.
Yeah, or
One of them takes up vlogging.
random story idea where suddenly they come into relevance again. They just put a coup d'etat and took over another country, and now they're just ruling again, like nothing happened. I could just see that. And Twilight's like, it's like, yeah, they need a leader. Fuck it.
Yeah,
So many drinks. We need to keep up. Everybody have your drinks.
I'm actually working on a concept in one of my fics where they decide every so often they pretend that the kingdom has been conquered by someone they trust, and then they can go on a vacation. And then
That's a good concept. I like that.
Yeah, and then afterwards they just have, well, in this case it'll be Shepard the human who has been possessed by evil. And of course, in reality, it's just he'll be managing and doing the bureaucracy for a couple of weeks while they go off and have fun. Well, that's what happens when you're a knight of Equestria. You're called up for duty. Yeah.
Right.
Already the human is like, I knew it was too good to be true. This is not like an isekai.
It's like, well, I see a scenario. It's like Princess Luna and Celestia. What are you doing here in Las Vegas? Shouldn't you be locked up in Tartarus?
Like, yeah.
We are under a spell. We do not know who we are. Who are you? Let's explore this. Why don't we have some drinks while we figure this out?
Exactly.
Yes.
And
when in doubt, booze. Booze.
Always. Speaking of booze and drinking, do you have any non-writing hobbies?
Actually, a fair amount. I don't drink a lot of alcohol because of medication issues, but I do love a good hard cider and wheat beer. So I'm a bit of a connoisseur of that. I like to travel. I actually went on a vacation to Las Vegas. Most of the casinos are closed, but that means there are lots of weird little side tourist attractions open, like a museum of burlesque, a pinball hall of fame, the National Atomic Testing Museum, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been there. That's great. That's a great place.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I like that place.
Yeah, I love their mock-up of the first atomic bomb. That was pretty cool. And they have a Fallout bomb model there, too. That's pretty fun.
Do you know if the body exhibit is still open?
I think it is, yeah.
In the Luxor?
Oh, yeah. It is. They moved the King Tut exhibit from the Luxor to the Las Vegas Natural History Museum, which I actually do have, and I have seen. Because, again, COVID, everything's closed. I love to hike. I enjoy reading lots and lots of books. I went to school for anthropology. I had hopes of becoming a professor in history or something. I'm just kind of a history nerd. And archaeology and other things like that. I like to weightlift. Been working on weightlifting. And I'm learning country line dancing, which is interesting.
Damn, getting your hands in a bunch of different pies there.
Oh yeah, I used to play the violin too. I'm thinking about getting back into that.
Excellent. Sounds fun. On that note, I think we're just about an hour in. So, Pencil, is it ad time?
It's ad time. Priest, are you ready?
Oh no, he had to drop. He
Not
had to drop for a potential emergency. But at any rate, yeah, ad time. Let's see. Hey, Pencil.
Hey, what, Flam?
Did you know that if you donate to us, we don't go to the cum zone?
Really? I thought we were always in the cum zone, Flam.
No, we are not, because the quivering clit and the double-jointed pussy do not belong to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary, where we sponsor our horse, Little Bit. He is a lovely little bit, if you catch my drift, and donating to us via bits on Twitch, directly to us, wherever the fuck. I honestly don't know where else it's donated, but it goes straight to the caring of the horses. He gets his manicures, he gets all his hoof jobs, giggity.
Yes.
And he gets his wheat blow, and he gets to suck on a post until he hopefully doesn't burst his stomach.
That's correct. And there are several ways to donate to us. Did you know that, Flem?
I didn't, and you're saying and they don't accept cum, right?
No, please don't send cum to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary.
Okay.
What you can do is you can donate us bits. You can get bits for free. If you click on the little lower right-hand corner of your screen on Twitch, there's a little diamond. You click Get Bits. Then you click Watch an Ad. Watch a short ad. Any bits you get, you can donate to us, and they become real money for us. And then we donate that money directly to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. You can also donate through our Patreon. You can also donate directly to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary if you're not comfortable donating to us, and it's great. Alex isn't in the chat right now, so we can't give you our website, but it's awesome. I think it's like let me see. It's the Barcast.com, is it? I don't think that's it. No, that is not it. If you go to the Barcast.com, it's just a sad little kitten. Cool.
May I make a shout out to a charity, if that's all right?
Go right ahead. What's your charity?
Thank you. Meals of Gratitude. Meals of Gratitude provides free meals for firefighters and other first responders, especially those fighting the California wildfires. I would appreciate it very much if anyone could give a little extra money to them. You can donate at mealsofgratitude.org. Just to give a little extra, there's nothing quite like a good home-cooked meal for someone who's been working hard. Take it from me. So, yeah. A little gratitude would not go amiss. That is, again, mealsofgratitude.org.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Huzzah! And check them out, or I dub the Margaret Thatcher the cum snatcher.
Oh God!
Donates the most gets a silicone mold of little bits.
Okay, that's enough of that. Are we able to give the mic back over to Priesty Pie now?
My time has come. I am taking this microphone.
The time has come, and so have I.
Oh no!
Sweet note, we're moving out of the cum zone and into effervescent equine. That wasn't meant to be sexual. I'm sorry. Number one, if you could turn a game into a show, which one would you choose?
BioShock.
Oh God. It would be like a reality TV show where someone just lives in rapture.
That or kind of a stylized, serialized drama.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like a real show, Priest. Not like a. Why did you jump to reality show, Priest?
My mind's in a weird place.
Why would they build a fucking city underwater just for fucking the new season of Jersey Shore is underwater?
Well, on the plus side, that might mean that they would all die horribly thanks to mutants. So, you know.
Or you could make it like Lost.
Confusing, disappointing, and launches J.J. Abrams' career.
Ha!
Speaking of being lost, on to the next question.
Okay.
Vice versa, if you could turn a show into a video game, which one would you choose?
I would have to say, I've always wanted a really good Babylon 5 video game, and I feel really dipped that we never got one. Please tell me I'm not the only Babylon 5 fan here.
I never got into it, but I do have it on my short list.
Not fond myself, but that's okay. I respect it. Some people just enjoy that.
Fair enough. Well, yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now it's time for questions from our favorite resident Englishman, Alex _. Hype! What are some smells that make you feel good? Alex, stop being gross.
Well, you can't go wrong with the nice smell of blueberry muffins being cooked in the oven, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
There is
What about cum?
No, not really.
There's one smell that takes me back to nostalgia land, and it's the smell of Crayola crayons.
Ooh, that's pretty nice too, actually.
Enigma, just because you ate them doesn't mean you should be sniffing them like that.
The blue ones are my favorite.
No, the old cafeteria pizza.
Oh, the square.
Like you know, it probably gave you ass cancer, but
I mean,
smell.
we got round table delivered instead of that ass pizza.
What the
So
hell?
yeah, man.
I mean, at mine, the cheese was so rubbery they used to roll them up into balls and bounce them off the wall.
Oh
yeah, I did that too.
Let me unlock a core memory for all of you pizza bagels.
Ooh, I
Why
actually
is
do.
that? How's that a core memory? I eat those bitches regularly. Like, they're good, bruh.
I like bagel bites.
Pizza bagels.
Up next, what do? You can't sleep.
As soon as I get up and walk around, I try to avoid staring at screens because that's just going to make your brain stay awake longer. Again, info overload. Our poor hominid brains were never designed to take this much information into our heads, and our technology is evolving faster than our biology. But that's honestly probably the cause of most of our problems. But yeah, I get up, I walk around, or I listen to soft music, something kind of relaxing. I'm a big fan of classical music, growing up playing it, or stuff by Pogo. Heard of him?
I can't say I've heard of Pogo.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool, pretty slow and mellow.
Up next, what is the most magical interaction that you've ever had with an animal?
Honestly, I would say, well, basically, I once had a utility worker job that was really, really stressing me out and making me miserable. 10-hour mandatory days, having to drive everywhere and check things that might not even exist, wander around in fields until you finally figure something out. And I was kind of miserable in some place out in the middle of nowhere. Some happy dog just kind of loped up and, wagging his tail and just kind of looked at me and dropped a stick in front of me, and I just kind of tossed it, and he got it, he came back. And we did this for a while, and soon I was laughing. And honestly, it was just the kind of thing I really needed at that time. Nice little pickup. Then again, it could have just been a dog, because that's what dogs do. They are actually our best friends, after all.
Correct. Next question. What is the worst thing that you've ever had in your mouth? Jesus Christ, turn your phone off! We're being a professional podcast right now! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Professional in the cum zone, are we?
What
No.
is the worst thing that you've ever had in your mouth?
I went down on this girl once.
Whoa!
Interesting. Do go on.
Hold on, let's hear the context of this.
It was a hookup after a nightclub, and I guess I'd been feeling a little depressed. But this girl came on to me, and I thought, what the hell? I was 20. You're dumb, okay? You are always dumb at 20. We might as well use Hobbit rules for when you actually become an adult, which means you're not actually an adult until you're 30, and even then, there's limits.
Mm-hmm.
Was this before or after she brought you the stick?
After.
Yeah, just fucking Christ. Okay.
Let's just say, late night hookup was not enjoyable, and I made my excuses and escaped.
Sometimes you got to, especially when you're going
Yeah.
for one night stands. It's life.
Yeah.
Mama always said one night stands are like a box of chocolates. You're never gonna know what's gonna be in your mouth.
Yeah. So,
But you kind of do know. They give you the thing that tells you what each piece is.
You think that, but when the lights are off, you don't know, Flam. Trust me.
It starts
Well,
expanding.
no.
Okay, see, like that, I like that better. Mama said, like, life's like a box of chocolates. Don't eat when it's dark.
Oh, God. Moving on to questions from Seton. Number 1. What is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that's really unhealthy, but it's just so good?
Doritos, Nacho Cheesier, and Oreos. You get a family pack of those, and I'm polishing it off in a day. It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. They're just gonna ask, where did my Doritos, where did my Oreos go? And I'm gonna like, you know where they went. Okay, damn it, you do this every time. What do you think is gonna happen when you buy them?
Why don't you just combine them to make the Oreo?
I can't.
Grind them around the rim of a Mountain Dew margarita, a Dewgarita.
Yeah, I don't go that far into the thing. Besides, Mountain Dew's kind of gross.
Thank you.
Just get the cookie filling and put it between 2 pieces of Doritos.
Some tastes just aren't meant to be combined until they're actually in your stomach.
But will it blend?
Oh, what's the next one?
The next one is, what is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
I don't know. I feel like it just comes off as kind of lame.
Do you have normie fears? Is that what it is?
Yes. Sadly, I'm finding that I'm far more normal than I thought I was, except in a few key ways. It's weird.
So what is your big weirdest fear then?
I guess after sometimes it's more just a matter of I don't know, just normal stuff like, am I going senile because I forgot this one little detail that I was so bored with I just kind of dropped it off? Oh wait, now I remember.
Yeah, I get that.
That's a very real fear.
Yeah, honestly, like growing up, you know, I'd already been through the worst day of my life with my mom dying of cancer when I was 8. So honestly, like a lot of there are some kids who are afraid of clowns. I was like, why? Okay. I've had nightmares of my mom coming back as a zombie. You know, fuck you.
Ooh, that's a weird fear. That's a weird fear. There you go.
Yeah. You guys remember a couple of years ago when in the South people were dressing up like clowns in forests and stalking people?
Oh yeah, that
God, I remember that.
I applaud those people for their dedication. Like, no one got hurt, but it made the news because people were actually starting to get freaked out. I think this happened. Didn't this come out just after or just before the remake of It?
Yeah, I think it was around that time.
God, that feels like a 2020 headline.
Look, we're not due for the zombie apocalypse until the end of the year, so just hold your horses.
Yeah, we still have 3 more catastrophes until then. Number 5.
3. Anyway.
What makes writing worthwhile to you?
Essentially the idea that I've made someone laugh or happy or thoughtful, or maybe even made them cry. Just getting an emotional reaction out of somebody. When I first started this, I thought maybe I can use my writing to eventually be, make it into a job, But then I actually met some actual real life writers, and they described how difficult that was. And, all the things like that. I'm not ready for that yet. Maybe I'll just be like George R.R. Martin and just start making money off of my writing late in life or something. But above all else, I also like the community. I mean, I meet other people who are writers. My Discord is basically dedicated to people working together to try and write and put things together, be creative together, explore new ideas together, and find new ways of giving people the weirdest boner together. And again, I've made some of my best friends just writing weird, random stuff on the internet. Mm-hmm. So it's very much because it gives me a community, it gives me a purpose, and it lets me make people happy. So I'm satisfied with that, honestly.
Awesome. Next question: why is bagged milk the best milk?
Because it feels like a boob.
See,
Much like
that's the only reasonable explanation I can see for it. So
I guess.
I appreciate that.
yeah.
Wasn't there some new discovery of some other bag thing they have in Canada?
Oh, I'm scared now. I don't
Remember
need.
when I posted the bagged eggs.
No, we're not going to talk about the bagged eggs.
Bagged eggs.
We're not talking about the bagged eggs, okay?
You got to eat all the eggs.
We're
Princess.
not talking about the bagged eggs anymore!
Number 4. What is your one annoying habit, Andrew? Something that other people do that drives you up the wall, or something you do that drives people crazy?
For me, just one. I have to pick one.
Yes, just one. There can only be one.
All right. The fact that I lose interest in things fast if things get boring. I mean, I try very hard not to look like I'm being bored. It's just my brain is just like, there's got to be something more interesting going on somewhere else. And then I kind of wander. My eyes just kind of wander. I'm like, that's whatever you said for you. That's one habit.
So that's why the date went poorly.
Yeah, possibly. Other reasons may have been involved.
That's also what you're thinking right now during this entire podcast, right? There must be something else more interesting to do.
I'm okay.
Yay.
I mean, I've only got three other windows open, so I'm good. Oh, damn. Shit.
We're adequate! Yay! Number 5. What is the theme song for your sex life?
This is very important.
Please don't be all by myself.
Yeah. Horse with No Name by America.
I have questions about this, and I want answers to none of them. My god!
I think I finally realized what mine would be.
What would it be, Enigma?
You guys ever played Fallout New Vegas?
Yes.
No.
Big Iron.
No!
No, that doesn't suit you at all.
Of course, given my predilection for Asian girls, it may just well be big in Japan. So,
Wonderful.
Number 6. Do you watch anime by chance?
Yes.
What are your favorites?
Oh, God, we're going to be here all night. Okay. Basically anything by Miyazaki for films, as well as Red Line, which is an awesome movie, regardless of whether or not you're an anime fan or not. It is like Wacky Races meets Guardians of the Galaxy. And it is literally the last fully hand-drawn animated movie ever made. Check it out. It's awesome. You'll like it. I guarantee it.
By like a major motion picture studio, or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Red Line. Check it out. It's no, I swear.
I've seen Red Line.
Oh God, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, that is legit the only movie that gives me an adrenaline rush from the beginning to the end.
Oh God, yes. Oh. And as for series, again, lots of stuff. It's very, very mainstream. My Hero Academia, Naruto through part 1. Maybe a bit of Ranma. I don't know. Again, some series I like the ideas, and then the execution just gets to the point where I'm like, fuck this.
What about Boku no Pikachu?
No! We're not doing this, Flam!
Okay,
No!
Pokemon.
I've never watched it, and as for Pokemon, I stopped watching it when I got out of high school. Actually, well before that.
I think Ash finally became a Pokemon master.
Yeah.
Eventually.
No, he is still an immortal 10-year-old slurping the life juices from his female companions.
Truth.
Implying he ever lays a hand on either of those girls, no matter how much they ask for it. Fuck's sake, man.
There's like 4 different girls, and all of them are underage. Moving on.
An art comment.
That was a great pause. I'm sorry. And all of them are underage. Moving on.
Muggity is up next. How is your day?
Like any other day. The Earth once again turned on its axis, so I can't complain about that.
Fair enough. How is your R day?
My what?
How is you's R day? So let me try saying it a different way. How is his uses ours is days?
Did he write this while he was drunk?
He needs a bondulance.
How your day?
Also, you skipped Seton's 7th question.
Oh, god damn it. I'm
It's
so
an
bad
important
at
one.
life.
It's an important one.
I'm so bad at life. Okay, I'm sorry, Seton. Number 7. How big is your porn stash?
What's the biggest number you can think of?
Terabytes. Multiple terabytes.
Yeah, that's almost big enough.
Oh god.
Yeah, I am a lonely man. I'm not gonna say
What's
that.
it all filled with, though?
Cum! It's full of cum, Flam! How
That's
did you
the cum zone!
Oh, so that's
Honestly,
the cum zone.
If I'm honest, I'm rather white, a bit white bread, a bit conservative in what I like, sexually speaking. I don't know. I guess I get more into the psychological aspects of things rather than the physical aspects of things.
So it's just a bunch of pictures of people underneath the covers.
No, I'm not Mormon.
I'm guessing you like ye old-fashioned Peener and Virginer. Am I
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
I bet you like holding hands, you degenerate.
Basically, yes. I'd also like a woman to know my name and say it.
Pressure cook my greasy balls.
Let's be clear. You want a woman to say your name sensually in bed because people say, like, "Oh yeah, say my name," and one of these times, I just want the woman to go like in their mom voice, like Andrew.
Say my name, Reginald.
Well, that's doing it for me. Maybe if you said it more in a friendly way, like we're sharing an ice cream cone and we're at the beach and we're looking at the waves come in.
I mean, if you're sitting there like, say my name, it's like Andrew. There's so many
No,
ways.
not just that. When you say it like your mom would say it, your first, middle, and last name.
Yes, the full name. The full name.
And say it like they're scolding you. I mean, some people are into that.
Joshua Talon.
Yeah, that doesn't do it for me.
You come here right now.
God, no! No! Hard pass! We're moving on! We're moving to a much more wholesome question. Muggy asks, who is your furry crush?
Ooh.
Okay. I have two.
Yes.
Two who turned me on to the possibility of furry women. So you can blame Gadget.
Good choice.
Okay, that's a classic. That's a classic.
Yes, very fair.
Again, I am old. Let's just go
You're
with
doing
that.
fine. You're doing fine, kiddo.
And Callie Briggs from
Really?
SWAT. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Nice
Okay.
choice.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
I'd
I'm not
probably
judging.
I'd
I'm
probably
not
be allergic to both of them, though. But, sacrifices made for love.
What I'm hearing is like very humanoid faces with little button noses and ears out of long flowing hair.
Well, yeah, I like the face is probably the biggest thing when it comes to attraction for me.
So like kitty girls are more your thing compared to like the long nosed like fox girls and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, everyone likes the fox girls. I just or a dog girl. There just aren't many of those for some reason. I don't know why.
There are a lot of dog girls. Where have you been looking? There are so many. Woo!
Apparently in the wrong places.
Yeah, I can send you some shit. Let me know.
Okay, cool. All right.
And now, for our last half hour, I'm going to hand the reins off to Flam.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. You have you dropping off right now, Priest?
Yes.
I'm going to listen for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to drop.
He
All right,
got
let
to
us know, and
go.
then we'll send you off away from the cum zone.
Yes.
He's now in the king zone.
What was that? What's
King
that?
zone.
What was that to our guest who said something important? Yes, guest?
Thank you very much, Priest. It's a pleasure to actually meet you for well, not face to face, but avatar to avatar. Let's go with that.
It's a pleasure to talk to you hands to hands.
Gross. Oh, gross.
Will you watch them first?
with hand sanitizer.
They'll do.
That'll do, pig.
But
That'll
thank you.
do.
Thank you definitely for your time, Andrew. It's a pleasure meeting you.
No, pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, so then in that case, we move on to Ravage's questions. And Ravage, did you want to read yours?
Sure.
Yes, do it.
All right. So starting off with me, I guess we'll do. Which puss is the best puss?
Honestly, I always figure that Pinkie Pie would have the most tricks up her sleeve.
She's
Back to
the,
her, and suddenly she just shoots confetti. Like,
she's the only one.
That's a party
Also,
cannon.
she's the only one also whose body can like elongate and stretch.
Yeah. That or Princess Luna and Princess Celestia, because they have been around for a long time.
Implications. Ooh.
nothing excites them anymore. So they're
Jesus Christ.
years. So
I figured they just go through cycles, like cycles of utter depravity, where they get bored and then they want to go back to wholesome, and then they do wholesome for a while, they get bored and go back to utter depravity.
That's called menstruation, kids.
I like the idea that they went their entire millenniums just doing dirty shit and they never heard of Under the Covers.
There you go.
Okay.
And people yelling at him, "Get a tarp!"
Ooh, oh, okay.
Making eye contact during.
Be like that freaking meme image I've got around somewhere. I came. That's nice. I didn't. Oh, God. All right. Our next question. Is a horn job the best job?
I don't know. I imagine it'd feel kind of tingly. Some people might not do that.
I imagine it would be like battery acid, like it starts burning.
Only if they're mad at you, which is probably why it's best to be careful when you date a unicorn or an alicorn.
So no hate fucking. Got it.
Well, possibly. I'm not ruling it out.
Imagine you're giving her a horn job and then you just leave the room and come back with oven mitts.
That sounds
Our mayor's out
gross.
there. What would you do?
Oh, shit.
It's like the alternate to that question is like, ladies, what if he's going down on you? He just stops, gets up, comes back with a salt shaker.
I can tell you right now, I would punch him directly in the face because if somebody put salt on my lady parts, that would hurt, and I do not want that. Fuck you.
Yep.
All right. Oh, how many? Goddamn, I fucking can't type today. How many times do you praise Celestia?
I'm actually not a big fan of that game series, so I don't really do much of that.
You don't praise Celestia?
The sun's the sun. It's going to be here for another 5 billion years. It's not going anywhere.
And when it goes, it'll take us with it.
That's why. Well, that's the universe's way of saying, how's that warp drive coming along?
Oh, are we going to use the rule that you the time you give them is much later, so that it looks like you're a hero when you finish early? I mean, that's
Sure. I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of lost in innuendo land. I need a map.
I guess. Well, I mean, warp drives are pretty fucking useless the way that we've designed them so far. So we're gonna have to do portals. Hint,
Yeah.
hint, wink, wink.
Now you're thinking with portals.
All right. If not her, then Luna.
I like them both, but it's kind of weird. As time went on, I loved Luna for being vulnerable and relating to her very easily. But as time went on, I began to relate more to Celestia. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old and I have more responsibilities.
I mean, I'll just say it right up front. I like them for different reasons. To me, Celestia is more of a mother figure, and Luna is more like a...
Oni-chan?
No, man.
Which one of you motherfuckers said it?
what are
Sorry,
we doing? on the
Oni-chan.
Oni-chan?
My bad.
One-chan and One. As an One-Chan, yes.
Oh God.
Fuck off.
You probably made that pun at least once.
I've never made the pun before, and I'm so happy you've given me the opportunity to. So,
Fucking that. This is not cum zone worthy.
But yeah, in either case, I do like them both for different reasons.
All right. Why is the moonlight better than the sunlight?
Moonlight's just reflected sunlight.
That is heresy.
Yeah, I know.
And
Not
disproven
wrong,
in MLP, anyways.
Yeah.
How
Again,
much? Huh?
Oh, that's kind of why I tried to expand Luna's skill set a bit in some of my fics. Since she was originally intended to be a lunar deity, I gave her a couple other things like dealing with the land of the dead, winter, and other things like that.
I
about
bet
the
you'd
ocean?
expand her skill set. Yeah.
She also controls the motion of the ocean.
Yes.
Expand skill set.
Okay. All those salty waves. All right. How much thick is too thick?
When you get to Rosie O'Donnell, not including the personality, that's too thick.
Mm.
Oh, so you're
seen her
you're,
recently, so
you're
I couldn't
saying
say.
you're saying the space like in her head here, that's too thick because God knows she is.
Yeah, you got to balance. It's like the body. It's all balanced. The boobs don't have to be huge, as long as the legs and the ass and the face and the hair are long and beautiful.
Okay. Wait, okay, this is an excellent example of common usage, children, because the
Right.
way you put it is if the ass and the legs and the face and the hair are all long and beautiful.
Oh yeah, okay. Good point.
That's like our uncle jack off a horse.
You just described Turk.
Ass is long.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. Mental commas from now on.
No, man.
I love it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to poke fun at you. It was just I just
No,
imagined this woman with like this sagging face and
No,
this
no.
ass down to the floor.
No,
Hey.
phlegm. It's long mare.
Oh,
Long, cool woman in a long dress. That song.
Yeah, I get
We
it.
had-
I get it.
We had wide Putin get ready for long Rosie.
I'm sorry. I interrupted. Please continue.
Go ahead.
Ravioli.
All right. Do you play Warframe?
Nope.
Ah, shit. All right. If you had to choose between fucking Lilar's glass-filled pussy and Mr. Boom Boom, which would you choose?
I don't know what those are.
I can help.
Please help.
Lilar is Lyra's mentally handicapped sister, who doesn't understand a lot of things, including her own vagina, and puts things in there that she shouldn't. Mr. Boom Boom is her cactus baby that she sometimes stuffs into her vagina and gives birth to so that she can feel like a mother. Would you rather fuck the cactus or the Lilar vagina?
I choose neither.
Here on the Barcast, killing yourself is always an option. So if you'd like to, that's an option too.
And coincidentally, you did say you have 3 available windows, so
Much like Captain Kirk, I don't believe the no-win scenario.
cheating.
So cheating,
Yeah.
got it. We'll talk about that later. It's one of my questions.
Hey, it's not cheating. It's creative problem solving.
We're going to talk about that in my questions. So I will let Rob have his.
All right. If you could change one thing about your favorite pony, what would it be?
Well, one of my favorites. I have many favorites.
Pick one.
All right, Applejack. I would give her a character arc.
So you want her to actually learn something.
Oof.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always felt like, again, she's arrived at the place she's going to be for the rest of her life at the start of the series, and I mean, that's not necessarily terrible, but it just seems a waste of opportunity. That's why they made all the background pony jokes. Though to be fair, I mean, only Pinkie Pie kind of has a character arc and a goal, kind of, and just to be the best Pinkie Pie she can be. But Applejack has a lot more potential I mean, aside from, darn, I'm going to lose the farm again, things like that. Especially given the extended Apple family and hell, the thought of her maybe choosing something, being selfish for once, and things like that. Or maybe the possibility between staying on the farm and going off and doing something bigger for a greater good. Like in the comics, there is a suggestion from Mayor that Applejack would make a good mayor of Ponyville one day. That would have been kind of interesting to explore. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that. I mean, she's never had the temptation to leave her life in the same way that the others have, really.
How about a character arc where she comes to terms with their inbreeding?
I'm pretty sure Shakespeare Cleese has already written this.
Probably, yes. But yeah, well, that's just for me for Applejack, and I will get around to maybe exploring a bit of that someday.
Someday. Flammenwerfer, there's another set of questions from another person for you to ask. Flammenwerfer,
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. We move on to Not Enough Coffee, who starts out by saying, "Your Discord avatar is cursed, bro."
I finally looked at it. I didn't see it before, and I looked at it, and it is cursed as fuck. Like,
it's
Well,
literally
let me-
the best thing about Disney
Jesus
Star Wars
Christ.
now.
That's amazing.
that is pretty fucking cursed. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Holy shit.
It's this Foxy Grandpa. Like,
It's amazing I couldn't see Leia with my own eyes. All right. No, let's move on.
I just saw the art
Ooh.
from the Barcast. Cool.
oh, do you like that? That's our artist Eighth who does that, and you are a pretty big blue spider.
I like it. Actually, again, I love jumping spiders. They're actually my favorite animal.
They're not my favorite, but I do love jumping spiders. I try to make sure that my garden is always fully stocked with them because they're wonderful little creatures.
Oh, yes, and I especially love Portia spiders. Those little thinky spiders. They're very smart.
There
cool.
is Porsche spiders. Is there a Maserati spider?
Probably.
My favorite spider is still probably the yellow-kneed tarantula because they're just wonderful. But that's just me.
Is that the one that if it bites you, it gives a man a boner?
No.
It's a banana spider, you idiot.
Yeah, well, kind of.
I'm just no. I like the coloration on the yellow-kneed tarantula. I like the way it looks. That's just me. So.
That just reminded me of that story where someone got their dick stung by a bee, so it gave them like an hours long erection, and then someone followed that up with Kylo Ren saying, "I know what I have to do, but I don't have the strength to do it." Anyway,
yeah, I was just saying.
Who is best strange waifu? For example, Thingpone, Orchid, Ultramare, Tiha, Plones. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Let's see. The fluffy pony. It's a big ball.
Flufflepuff. Okay,
Yes.
you need to specify because fluffy ponies are a whole other genre, and you don't want to touch that.
made me double take for a second.
That is not good. But Flufflepuff, do tell us more.
What? She's big and cuddly, and she'd probably be very nice.
And she dances on rainbows.
Yes, I'm not very complicated, I suppose, in that area, anyway.
Oh, that's fine. She's a sweet pony.
Yep.
Alrighty. That's all Not Enough Coffee has, and then we move on finally to Aaaand Pencil. Pencil, would you like to take your questions?
Sure, if our dear guest is willing to take them. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
What would you whisper into a vagina?
3.14159. 2.
So you Yeah, so you'd
Ravioli.
you turn that cherry pie into a pie, all right, got it.
How many opportunities would I have to make a pun that naturally?
Exactly. But here's the question. Here's the bigger question. What would it whisper back?
Hopefully nothing.
I mean, but you're whispering into it, so like it's got to answer.
Well, it does. Well, if it echoes, then it's not the kind of pussy I want to work with.
Yeah, if you say I'm an idiot into it and it yells back, you're an idiot.
No, I think that's just the person above yelling at you for whispering into their vagina.
Fucking 3.14158. It's 9, you fucker. It whispers back.
I like that answer. All right. Enough of this like nonsensical pony bullshit. We Star Trek again. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Because I don't get stuck Star Trek very much with these fuckers, so I'm gonna talk it with you.
Okay.
I said we'd talk about this, and we're gonna. If you were a Star Trek captain, how do you think you would handle the Kobayashi Maru? For those who don't know, I'll explain this to my fellow barcasters. The Kobayashi Maru is a test they give you at Starfleet Academy, where basically before you become a captain, you have to go through a no-win scenario to see how you deal with it. Only one person has ever actually succeeded, and it was Kirk, and he fucking cheated. So how do you think you personally would handle the Kobayashi Maru?
Well, I've always been a fan of Captain Calhoun from Star Trek New Frontiers. Rather pragmatic approach where he blew up the cargo ship under the reasoning that, one, if they're going to fail anyway, we don't want the civilians to become prisoners of Klingons and be tortured to death. And two, there's no guarantee that they aren't already all dead anyway. But as for me personally, I'd just start launching shuttlecraft to use as decoys and drones while I try to get as many people off of the Kobayashi Maru as possible. And
that's very similar to mine, so I appreciate that.
And I'd just leave just enough time for me to escape, and then launch as many torpedoes of the Kobayashi Maru to cover our escape as possible.
Yeah, and like if even one person manages to survive this encounter, I consider it a win. So
yeah, basically. Yeah. But I was also a big fan of Nog's solution in a novelization.
How did he do?
Okay, basically, he transferred an engineering crew to the Kobayashi Maru. He got the Kobayashi Maru flying again. He sacrificed everything, including weapons power, to the shields so that they could cover and get the Kobayashi Maru out of there. And finally, when the enemy ships began to board his ship, which he used as a decoy, he had it self-destruct right in the middle of all of them. He said that his people have a saying: if you have to sell something you don't want to sell, make the price as high as possible.
That is definitely a rule of acquisition. I'm trying to remember which rule it is. Anyway, sorry, my Ferengi lore has been better as of late. I highly recommend the Facebook group in which we all pretend to be Ferengi. It's very fun. No, seriously, it's great. I like that answer. I appreciate that. And it's, if you're a hardcore Star Trek fan, like apparently either of us, this is something you've thought of before. This is something you've genuinely thought about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Would you a 7 of 9?
Yes, though I admit I was fond of Kess as well.
I liked Kess until she became like weird Romulan what the fuck Kess, like.
Yeah.
And I'm comparing her to Tasha Yar. I know, but still. But how human does 7 of 9 have to be before you would?
Honestly, I just start from the beginning and work from there. I figure that I develop as someone who's not quite sure of how to act as a human, myself, someone who's also trying to figure out how to be human. That's just also why I ship 7 of 9 with Reginald Barclay.
Oh God, that's horrifying to me. I don't want to see their children.
But it'd be amazing.
No,
the awkwardness. It'd be so adorable.
Like that, okay. So you're telling me that you'd try to turn 7 human with your dick? That's what you're telling me.
Hey, it works in porn.
Anyway, next question. And this is an important one. I think it's overlooked. Everybody asks who's best captain. Who is best Star Trek doctor?
I really like Bashir because I love Deep Space Nine in general, but I have to say, for me, it's always a toss-up between McCoy and the EMH Doctor on Voyager.
The Doctor, yes. I am with you with the Doctor. Don't get me wrong, I do really enjoy Dr. Crusher and all of the bullshit she has to deal with, but I genuinely think the Doctor is one of the best.
Oh yeah.
And but I mean, Bashir does so much. He actually like saves planets. Like he's probably the most effective of the Doctors. But the EMH and his whole like road to discovery and like Jesus, I love him so much.
Oh yeah, he made Voyager. He was like 90% of why Voyager was good. I think when it was really great.
I also love Harry Kim, but like so sue me. He's a sweet cinnamon roll who didn't deserve all this shit.
Oh yeah, honestly, poor guy.
And he okay. Seven gets promoted before Harry Kim does. Just put that out there.
Imagine it. When he gets back home to the Alpha Quadrant, he has to call Nog, the kid who busts his table, sir.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Nog doesn't deserve it, because Nog's fucking awesome. But
also, I just want to pet all of my Barcast people on the head for a moment. Be like, Enigma, Flam, Milk, Rab, you guys are doing great. I know you guys are wondering what the fuck is going on.
I understand, actually.
I'm good.
Yeah, I kind of know what this is. You guys are talking Kobayashi Maru. I'm aware of what that is and how.
I also know what that was. I made references to Picard's cheating, not Picard.
When we started talking about Harry Kim and shit, though, it's like that's a different realm.
No, yeah, you guys have killed it right there, honestly.
Yeah. All right. This is a question I asked recently, and my answer was incorrect. There is a correct answer, in my humble opinion. What Star Trek prison would you least like to be in?
Dear Doctor.
Really?
I'm just, yeah.
It was pointed out to me that there is the prison that they put O'Brien into, where he was there for like 35 years, but it was all in his mind. And
yeah. If you allow me to not be facetious, that is probably the worst one. Yes,
I was thinking like the Jem'Hadar and stuff. I'm like, nah, I would never want to be in that prison. No, fuck that noise. I don't want to be in the O'Brien mind prison. That's the fucking worst.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love O'Brien to death because they put him through so much, just because he was the everyman, and I love those episodes. But yeah.
I mean, I love O'Brien. The best is when Kimiko ends up being made into a child, and Kimiko like puts in a hand on his knee, and she's like 10, and he just stands up. He's like, okay, I can't do this, and like leaves the room.
Oh yeah.
Because his wife is suddenly 10 years old and making a pass at him, and he's just no, I can't do it.
No. Yep.
O'Brien's a sweet, wonderful person too. And last but certainly not least, the last question I have: could you handle Klingon food?
If I could cook it, sure.
No. You are served it as is, no cooking. Could you eat the gah? Could you do it?
Honestly, I do actually like crickets and mealworms, salted and fried. I mean, they're still arthropods, just like crabs and shrimps, and I love those too. So yeah, I think I could handle it.
But like alive and moving.
That would take some getting used to.
Wouldn't you also have to wash it down with their alcohol, which is like very, very strong?
Well, Klingon blood wine I could handle, but not Klingon tea. We're not talking Klingon tea. I don't think either of us could handle Klingon tea. We would die.
Yeah, I would wash it down with some Rectigino.
Oh wow! Are you getting really Bajoran on me here all of a sudden, or
what? Rectigino is Klingon coffee.
But the Bajorans are the ones who always drink it.
Yeah, so did Cisco. Cisco ring.
Oh, and so did Janeway, to be fair. But come on.
Then again, she's a caffeine addict. She would literally drink anything with caffeine to keep going.
And she did with Neelix. Oh God.
Sitting over here thinking about the Mark Twain episode, and you guys are.
Yeah.
That's actually a better question. What alcohol or synthahol from Star Trek would you like to drink? And you know what? If the other barcasters have an answer to this, I'd love to hear it.
Honestly, I wish they'd expanded the menu a bit, because Yeah, okay, Romulan ale. Okay, what about Romulan whiskey? Where's the Romulan beer? Where's the Romulan lager?
Well, I mean, they do have a lot of weird, like, Romulan alcohols that they mention if you pay attention to Quarks. But
Oh, fair enough.
yeah, but it's all like, God only knows. One of them's like this beautiful glowing blue thing, and I want it.
Oh, yes.
I don't remember what it's called. I was curious if you guys did.
Glowing green stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
So I wouldn't mind trying that Aldebaran whiskey in the Scotty TNG episode. That sounds pretty good.
I love all the whiskeys. Like, it's for some reason, aliens looked at Earth and they said, the best alcohol that Earth has to offer is motherfucking whiskey. Let's make versions of that.
Made with space corn.
Space Corn would be a great name for a band.
Yeah, it would.
Space cornhole.
No, that's not what I said, Pam. I mean, there's also Sluggo Cola. You could have Sluggo Cola.
Yeah, it turns your teeth a sparkling shade of green.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of afraid what would happen if I walked up to a replicator and it says, "What do you want?" And I say, "Surprise me."
I wonder, because I'm pretty sure there is an episode where Data says that to a replicator.
I think. Well, no, he says it is green to Scotty when he's trying to describe the drink of actual alcohol when Scotty doesn't like synthahol.
Yeah. And I will say that, like, when Enigma drinks, he drinks it like Data drinks alcohol. This is revolting. More? Oh, yes, please.
Oh, that. Oh, that. Yeah, I just. I've actually been to a place
little man.
I've actually been to the Valley of Fire near Vegas, where they shot those scenes of Star Trek Generations where Kirk and Picard fought and where Kirk died, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Now we could talk Star Trek forever, but
yeah,
we are now out of my questions, which means you've made it. You did the gauntlet.
Woo!
You answered all the questions. You did great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And usually I'll do what Flam. Do you want to do the thank you so much, blah blah blah, kiss ass that Priest does, or do you want me to do it?
You'd be much more professional about it.
I don't want you to be professional. I want you to be awful about kissing ass. We never get this opportunity. Flam,
Okay.
Flam, be
Sure.
awful about kissing ass and thanking our guest for being here. Please, I'm begging you.
Okay. Well, everyone, that was the Barcast. And thank you so much, AJ Talon, for joining us on our Cumcast.
Thank you. Of course, maybe the Cumcast is not the ending. Maybe it's the friends we made along the way.
Maybe the real cum was the friends we made along the way. Exactly.
We're now all going into the Kane lobby.
Oh no, I don't like it. Thanks.
Precisely. But no, the pleasure was all ours.
Yes, it was.
Indeed. So this has been Anonymous Pencil.
No, we have to say. So, where can people find you if they want to read your stories?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can people find you if they want to find your stories? Do you have any final messages to our viewers?
The revolution will succeed. The rebels will not succeed, and everyone who signs with me will get a goat. Oh, sorry, wrong speech. Okay.
A goat, you say?
So, where do they find you? On fanfiction or on fanfic.net?
Okay, on fanfiction.net, just search for Andrew Joshua Talon. You can see a very, very, very large amount of stories. Some of them are even finished. So, there's that. You can also find me on Space Battles. I do a lot of writing there. Also, some of it's even finished. And of course, on FemFiction, just search for Andrew Joshua Talon, and that is me. That's where you can find my stories.
Yay! Now you do the sexy thing, Flam.
Yeah.
This has been Anonymous Pencil.
Down with the Romulan awful people who deserve death.
Enigmatic weeaboo.
I just want cheese toasties.
Leche. and ravaging.
Moonlight is best light.
And I have been Margaret Thatcher, the cum catcher.
Oh my god. Thank you for coming on, AJ. Oh my god, Claire, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh no! That was for the cast. Good night.
Yeah, AJ,
Good
you
night,
say
Moon.
good night too, damn it. AJ, you want to say good night?
Good night, AJ.
Fucking Christ!